World War II. The deadliest conflict in human history. Over 70 million people killed. Entire nations destroyed. And a war that reshaped the modern world. But how did it all start? Why did it spread across the globe? How did it finally end? Let's break it down. To understand World War II, we need to look back. In 1919, after World War I, Germany was forced to sign the Treaty of Versailles. It lost land, its army was weakened, and it had to pay massive reparations. The German people felt humiliated, poor, and betrayed. This anger created the perfect stage for Adolf Hitler. He rose to power in the 1930s, promising to restore pride, rebuild the army, and expand Germany's empire. And people followed him. Hitler's first moves seemed small. He rebuilt the German military, which was against the treaty. He took back land like the Rhineland, Austria, and parts of Czechoslovakia. Other countries mostly stayed quiet, hoping to avoid another big war. But in September 1939, Germany invaded Poland. This time, Britain and France had no choice. They declared war on Germany. World War II had begun. The war quickly divided the world into two sides. The Axis powers, Germany, Italy, and Japan. They wanted to expand their empires and control more land and resources. The Allies, Britain, France, China, the Soviet Union, and later, the United States. They fought to stop the aggression and restore peace. This wasn't just a European war. It was global. Battles were fought across Europe, Africa, Asia, and the Pacific. Germany shocked the world with Blitzkrieg or lightning war. Fast-moving tanks, airplanes, and soldiers. Instead of slow trench warfare, Germany struck quickly and hard. Poland fell in weeks. Denmark and Norway followed. Then Belgium, the Netherlands, and even France collapsed by 1940. Hitler controlled most of Europe, but one country held out: Britain. In the Battle of Britain, German planes bombed cities day and night. Yet Britain's Royal Air Force fought back, and Hitler's invasion failed. While Europe was burning, Japan was building its empire in Asia. It had already invaded China in the 1930s. But in December 1941, Japan attacked the United States at Pearl Harbor. This brought America fully into the war. Now the Allies had massive industrial power and resources on their side. At the same time, Hitler made a huge mistake. He broke his pact to the Soviet Union and invaded them in 1941. It became one of the bloodiest fronts in history. By 1942, things began to change. In the Soviet Union, the Battle of Stalingrad became a turning point. The Germans were stopped, surrounded, and forced to surrender. It was the first major defeat for Hitler. In the Pacific, the U.S. won the Battle of Midway, crippling Japan's navy. From then on, Japan was on the defensive, and in North Africa, Allied forces defeated Germany and Italy, clearing the way to invade Europe. In 1943, the Allies invaded Italy. Mussolini was overthrown, and Italy switched sides. In 1944 came the famous D-Day invasion. On June 6th, Allied troops landed in Normandy, France. It was the largest seaborne invasion in history. From there, the Allies pushed through France and toward Germany. Meanwhile, the Soviet Union was advancing from the east. By 1945, Germany was being squeezed from both sides. Hitler, refusing to surrender, hid in a bunker in Berlin. On April 30th, 1945, he killed himself. Just days later, Germany surrendered. Woo! Victory in Europe, VA Day, was celebrated in May 1945. But the war wasn't over. The U.S. captured island after island, but at a great cost. To end the war quickly, the U.S. used a new weapon: the atomic bomb. On August 6, 1945, Hiroshima was destroyed. 3 days later, Nagasaki was hit. Japan finally surrendered on August 15, 1945. The deadliest war in history had ended. The numbers were staggering. Over 70 million people died. soldiers and civilians. Entire cities lay in ruins. The Holocaust had killed 6 million Jews, along with millions of others. The world was shocked and scarred. But out of the destruction, new systems were born. The United Nations was created to prevent future wars. The United States and the Soviet Union emerged as superpowers, leading to the Cold War. And the map of the world was forever changed. World War II wasn't just a war. It was a turning point in human history, a reminder of the dangers of hate, unchecked power, and global conflict. And a lesson that peace is always worth fighting for.